Yes, yes, yes. We're back. SPNHL Talk Week 1 recap. What a week. Or somewhat of a week. 6 games in. Everyone's burning up their houses. Had to bring my man back in. Got the boss man with me.
Dig.
What up, boss?
How's it going?
It's going. It's going. Another day in the neighborhood. And with me tonight, returning, the Reaper. What up, Reap?
I've been freed. I am free. What's up?
What's up, man? So, fellas, obviously, we got all scales of the spectrum on tonight. We got one of the top teams on, Vegas, and we got one of the middler teams in Anaheim, and you got the bottom team in Philly, all represented.
Good times.
Yeah. So, without further ado, always we start the show with some transactions, and let's go over what I thought might have been a crazy first week in the amount of transactions that would happen. Really hasn't been that crazy, but as always, there will be some trains. Yeah. We'll get to it. Obviously, we have some trades week 1, and right off the get, Pittsburgh releases "I'm Canadian," one of his re-signs, but Jay did re-sign almost his whole team and then drafted another team, so he has some moves to make. So that was one of the moves he probably need to make just for roster playing time stuff. Then we have a trade. The Islanders trade MG and Guns and Nocturnal Turtle to Detroit for Breezy, KC, and Duff. Then we have Detroit staying busy, signing JRG, and then turning around and releasing Puckstopper. Obviously, Shepard is just, keeping status quo for his moves. Philly then picks up Brownsville Soldier. Edmonton then trades Wicked Snapshot and Team Run to Anaheim for Puck Zone. And then next day on the 29th here, Anaheim releases Chief Big Bear. The Islanders then pick up Math QC22. And then we have another trade. St. Louis trades Francie to Detroit for Pooler 2012 and Beaster. And then Detroit releases Devil's Pride. Then on the 30th, Florida signs Joja. And then on the 31st, Chicago releases Wookie. And then in the wee hours of the morning here, Detroit then picks up Anaheim's drop of Chief Big Bear. And St. Louis picks up longtime veteran and former GM, Mr. T. And that rounds out transactions leading into this week's games for week 2. Obviously, right off the rip, the trades. Plisk, what's your thought on the first trade here? The Islanders making that move and moving MG, Guns, and Nocturnal to Detroit for Breezy, KC, and Duff.
I think it's pretty much the same thought most people are having. I think it's an even trade. I think it's well balanced trade, but I think it's way too early to be moving that many guys around. I think that you don't have enough idea what your team can do, and it's way too early to be, panicking and shuffling your entire rosters.
Reap, what's your thought on it?
All right.
All right.
Go.
You good? You back?
I think so. My phone just puked because of that trade, so I had to fix it. My bad.
Oh, you had to fix it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Is that your thought on it?
Yeah, I can hear you now, I think.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah.
What do you think of the trade?
I just I don't agree with Plisk. I mean, a top defenseman and a top forwards and Dufference and an average defenseman in KC for MG, who is a good player. I mean, MG for deference, that's a fair trade for sure. Guns, I don't know much about Guns other than I think it's MG's brother. And Turtle, I mean, Turtle's maybe, I don't know, like he's decent, but he's not a top player in my eyes. But Breezy, that's just a top defenseman, isn't he? Isn't he a cup champion too?
Yes, I believe. I know he played in the cup. I don't know. I'm sure he did win a cup.
Is he a Vesey winner or not a Vesey winner? Sorry, at Norris.
I know he's always in contention.
I don't know. I think the Islanders were laughing all the way to the bank when they made that deal.
My takeaway is a little bit of both. It is early to make a big player trade like that, not knowing what your team is, but in the same respect, I see it. MG for Duff is definitely level.
Yeah,
I've played with Guns. I've played with Breezy, off, not in SP, but off. You know what I mean? On drops and stuff like that. And club, definitely the skill set is tilted toward Breezy's side. Nocturnal for KC. I've never played with KC. I don't know. You know what I mean? If I'm looking at it the way that way is you know.
he's not a bad player. He's decent. Like he's not a bad player. I had him before. Like he is decent.
But the Islanders are picking up a left and a right D for a left D and a goalie, and a right wing for a left wing / center in Duff. And I know they need a center.
Yeah,
because they probably. But now you got Breezy and 5-star on your back end. That's a very formidable 1-2 punch, in my opinion. Obviously, I was being a bit of a melodramatic in the GM chat this week, but you know I had other stuff going on too, and I just had to emoji my way through that one. The next trade is Edmonton wicked snapshot and team run for puck zone. Reap, what was your taking on making that move right there?
Well, I need availability, man. To be honest, I really don't think Puck wanted to play in Anaheim. He knew what days we had to play, and he put on he was available for the days we weren't playing. And he'd never come practice, and whenever we did want to run a practice, he would leave the lobby right away and said he had other things to go do. And then he always put LG ahead of him too. LG's priority for him. So I talked to Van Duys. Van Duys said he was looking for somebody to help out up front with Gui, and I can't remember who else it was. And I offered that to him, but I said I at least want something of equal value. Wicked, he's a decent forward. He's getting better. But I needed help on the defense and with team. I know Avenge has played with team, and I know they're going to play really well together, and I needed to try and help out in that department. That's one of the main key reasons why I got team. Like team was the main trade, but I just got Wicked as like an added on.
Right. Plus, I know Wicked's a rookie, and obviously team runs played in the league before. What was your take on that move there for Anaheim?
Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about any one of those guys, to be honest. Wicked, I didn't get a chance to see it play at all in the Calder thing. I think Team Run, I don't know, he feels like he was a rookie too. I don't think he's been here before, has he?
Yeah, he went to the final. I believe he went to the finals with Avenge and when in Dallas.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Oh, when they lost to Carolina that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing on any of them.
I know I've played with Team Run before in LG and played against him in SP. He's decent. He's very decent. And like you said, puck zone and Team Run would be pretty straight up, but then you can get an extra forward that you can add into the mix for you guys with availability. It helps out.
Yeah.
Then the next trade, you got St. Louis moving Francie. Again, Detroit staying busy on the boards here in transactions, which will be a highlight throughout the entire season. How many can Ship get? I'm actually going to start a counter next week of how many transactions Shepard's up to. So the Shepherd watch for transactions will begin. I'm going to put it on the spreadsheet with the power rankings, and we'll scroll through that. So you got Francie, who's a versatile utility player between forward and defense. I don't know what he has refused this season, but I do know he can play forward very, very well and play defense very well as well. Moving for Pooler and Beaster, who I know Beaster is very good too. A rookie to make a move early in the season surprises me, and then to move a solid utility guy like that surprises me a little bit too. Plisk, what's your take on that one?
Feels like a favor. It feels like he's moving possibly Beaster as a favor. Beaster's not usually the kind of guy that would say something or request a trade.
Right.
So I could be wrong, but this does feel like, yeah, like you said, with St. Louis trading. I mean, even L in general, this early, it seems very strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, it feels like a favor. But if I was to look at that, I would definitely say Detroit came out on top on that one, I think.
Yeah.
Reap, your take on it?
Crazy. Fucking Looney Tune. I mean, that's just my own opinion, man. Francie's a great player. I have him on my team in a different league, and he can play defense and he can play forward, and he's a fantastic player. But to give up a guy like Pooler, who's he is a very good defenseman, and Beaster, who can put up points, and he's a good left wing. It's just weird, man, seeing these trades. I mean, you got a 2-for-1, 2 good players for 1 good player. Makes no sense in my eyes. And then it just all goes back down to the whole Islander crap trade that was done with Breezy going for pretty much nothing. It's almost like a repeat of the Rangers getting Breezy for a bag of pucks when they did. Just my own opinion. I don't know what Shep's up to. I don't know if it's like Pliskett looking for a favor or giving out a favor, but I think it's crazy. I really do.
The thing right now that is different from Breezy getting traded 2 seasons ago to this one is that Seeds was pretty much packing it in, and I don't think Shep's packing it in. He just, I don't know, maybe it was a locker room thing. Yeah, like because he's still making moves.
It's an 0-6 thing. That's all it is. It's an 0-6 thing, making decisions based on that. That's all that trade was. There might be some people on his team requesting trades. Maybe they're panicking.
Right. People don't do that.
But it's definitely, I don't know. I don't see it as unbalanced as Reap does. But
would you give up Breezy and Difference for Guns and Nocturnal?
I would for MG and Guns. I don't know much about Duff. So I can't argue his stance on that, but I would definitely give up. I would give up most of that trade for that trade.
Let me put it like this: if you got a message, not saying that he did. This is all hypothetical. I mean, Shep makes moves all the time for whatever reason, and obviously, like we just said, like he's staying busy on the transaction board. We're gonna put a goddamn counter on him. I'm gonna start a counter on him this week.
He might beat my record for my first season.
Oh, I in general, in the last, what's it been, 2.5 seasons as a GM, he's literally the most active GM in the face of the planet. If the player says something to him and he's maybe honoring it and he's doing the best he can to get what he can for him, because you can't get equal value for Breezy. There's nothing out there to get equal value for him.
I get that, but you should be able to get at least a winner out of the fucking trade.
I mean, he kind of did. He did pick up MG for Duff, and then Guns isn't horrible. It isn't like he got.
I don't know anything about
well, I do. Like Guns isn't bad. He's not horrible. Is he Breezy? Hell no. But you're not gonna get like an Iachoku for a Breezy trade. Like that shit ain't gonna happen unless both dudes are bitching to get out of their spots. And you're just
but basically, like we said, Casey and Guns. Those two were like, from what you say, he's decent. Casey's the same way.
Yeah, those two.
So I understand that. Yeah. MG and Difference, they're 2 good top forwards. I understand that.
Nocturnal,
but Difference for Nocturnal, I don't understand that.
Right. Yeah. But he turns around and he ends up picking up. You know what I mean? After that, he does another move, and he gets Francie. You know what I mean? So.
But he also gave up 2.
Yeah. He's like Pliss said too, 0-6. He's just making moves right now.
Yeah.
Which we're talking about standings, boys. I'm going to screen share here. Let me prep this up. It's going to be a little slow, maybe. My laptop's being all funky. Screen share. So bear with.
It could be a cap thing too. I know Detroit's only got 500K left.
Very true.
The
cap was
broke.
kind of
New York
close.
had 0, so it might have been a cap issue while they had certain players there.
Yeah. So let me know when you guys are up on the screen.
Got it. Yep.
All right. So on the top of the standings there, boss man, your Vegas Knights are picking up where they finished. Top of the league, 6-0 this week.
Yep. Yeah.
And then
they better
following
be
right behind there.
First pick going around. Just saying.
And then after that, we got Tommy Boy's guys, Minnesota, which we had talked about being one of the teams to watch. They're up there at second place. And then after that, we have True Legends Tampa Bay Lightning, 5-1. Followed by Florida, expansion team there, Cookie Man, 4-1-1. And then Colorado, 4-2. And then you got Dallas at 4-2, Toronto at 4-2, Nashville at 4-2, Pittsburgh 3-1-2 with 8 points, Chicago 4-2. So you got a nice little log jam there from 5 down to 10 that are all stacked up with like all tied up in points. And then you got the Islanders at 3-3.
That shocks me.
Yeah, that shocks me too with the amount of talent and how I ranked them with Plisk last week. 3-3. It kind of explains a little bit what they did. I mean, they lost. Looks like they lost 3 on Monday night and then turned around and won 3 on Tuesday night. Edmonton did the opposite. They won 3 Monday night and then shit the bed on Tuesday.
Right.
Boston went 2-4. Ottawa 2-4. Repair, you're 0-4-2. Here is 1-5, and then we're St. Louis and Detroit 0-5-1 for St. Louis and 0-6 for Detroit. Obviously, all the moves by Shepard this week to try to turn that around a little bit, especially early in the season, with it being a short week and all.
We're 50.
Obviously, I'll lead off into the surprising records. Obviously, we touched on the Islanders. Any other teams out there, record-wise, that surprise you, Plisk?
Yeah, the Islanders for sure. The Ducks. I'm surprised to see Anaheim that low, to be honest.
Me too.
Winless? Yeah, absolutely. I know you said you were dealing with something too, Reap, but still, like, you know,
what's
that's kind of surprising. Surprising that you didn't get a win in the first 6 games.
Yeah, man. I mean, all the games that we've played have been close, except for that one where Tuesdays they were close to, except for our last game. Fuck, it was just all over the place. But we pushed the Wild. I think it was the Wild to overtime, and who else did we push to OT? We pushed a couple teams to OT. It's just we wide open net, man. Couldn't get it buried. Couldn't get it done.
Right.
You know, and then they come back and they would capitalize. It's just the way it is.
Let's see where else we got. Chicago and Florida, where are they hiding?
Chicago 10th, Florida 4th.
Florida's good, looking better than where they should be. Chicago, yeah, they're not even that bad either, really. I mean, 2 games. It's a short week. You know, anything can happen. Not a good tail of the tape type of deal.
Nah, I don't think we'll have a good gauge until week 3, when at the end of week 3. Yeah, because we got 6 games this week. We're off. Newsflash, if you haven't heard, I've already had to tell my team like 3 times in our Discord chat that you're posting for Monday and we don't play Monday, guys. So it's Tuesday and Friday this week. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't really get a good feel for it.
That's the availability sheet. It's mandatory. You have to fill out Monday.
Oh yeah, but I told them like just put Monday as unavailable, and then right.
Yeah.
But these guys are putting it in there. I'm like, knuckleheads, we don't play. It is, and it really is. I mean, so I'm surprised with Florida being up there, even though I know that team is built pretty good. I didn't, expect. Usually expansion teams start off a little bit slower, especially on a short week. But nah, they did pretty good. And then there's. Go ahead, Reep.
No, I was gonna say I'm not surprised, man. They had an open buffet to pick who he chose he wanted.
Yeah, he didn't waste any time. I mean, he picked up some good players, right? He picked up Tread, right?
Picked up well,
Uber.
the only thing I think that screwed him was the whole Chula incident.
Uber.
But...
And they're making some moves.
Yeah, Uber, and I don't know if I don't think he's got Tread, Florida. I think Chicago's got Tread.
Oh, Chicago took Tread. My bad.
Yeah, he picked up Uber and Chula in the draft, but then that, I don't know. Well, there's different stories, but that's whatever. But really, he only, I think, how many people did he sign? He signed Uber, Chula, and who else?
Oh, he gets Slim. He got Slim.
Oh yeah, he got Slim. So he got Slim and Uber. There's his D pairing right there. So all he had to really do was go into the draft to get himself a goalie and forwards. And I think he picked up Lindy. I think Lindy's on that team, is he not? Lindy and Barnacle.
Yes. He's got Lindy, Ethan, Barnacle, himself, Nutty, Redbeard.
Yeah, no, he's got a solid team.
And A.E. Caso is his goalie right now with 5 games in. Shep just messaged me. What'd he say? He got Francie? What's that? He traded Francie from his team to St. Louis. Right.
Why does it keep breaking up for?
Shep, do you want on, buddy? I'll put you on, Holmes. Do you want on? You want to explain yourself for some reason?
Who wants on?
Here, I'll read real quick. I know we're getting sidetracked because Shep hit me up. You got Beaster and Puller trade from Francie from my team. There's always behind the scene thing going into reasoning, but how the first week played out, MG and Guns have good chem, which is true, and MG and Tanger are lights out together. That is very true. Said part of the Breezy trade was he's playing LG, he'd be on. Bro, you know you're invited though. Part of the Breezy trade was because he needed IR this week, so he didn't, and so did Puller, so he wasn't gonna I guess have them to play anyway. And he was gonna hit me up earlier to talk. So that was Shep's reasoning behind his moves. So I mean it makes sense, availability and stuff like that, and wanting to do it. And then the Tanger and MG thing, that is very true. I played with those guys in VG together, and they are kind of lights out. But not to get any more sidetracked with the trade stuff, but just looking at the standings with Florida, yeah, I mean Lindy, Barnacle, and then Uber and Slim, and then you got Cookie's team. Yeah, 5-1. I mean that does make total sense right now for them. A lot of right now, like balance. I think because of the amount of teams we have this season.
It'll be interesting to see when some of these teams hit those weeks that it's not so good. See if they can pull it back out. It always happens every season.
I'm not quite reshuffling the deck, but I'm rethinking my starting lineups. I know you're doing the same thing too. I mean, you made a few moves there, Reap. Obviously, you're going to start looking at your lineups a little bit different this week.
Yeah, after the suspension is over and done with, and things should get back to normal.
Plus, your team, I mean, you're rolling, and that surprises me a little bit too. I'm not going to lie. 6-0 Vegas on the top of the standings, strong week for you guys.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it caught me off guard at first. I had no idea how good Hypey was, let alone Hypey with Prodigy. With that
Yeah,
said, anybody
I
offering trades for Hype Your Prod, you just give up because you're not getting them.
yeah. Sit
Next season,
down.
boys. Next season.
Yeah. Yeah, no matter who
Yeah,
you're
just to
offering,
put those
you
two in
can't.
perspective,
Yeah, you can't break that
let me put it
chemistry
like
they
this
got.
for you, buddy. 5 games played, 22 points, 4.4 per game. 4 games played, 19 points, 4.8 points per game. Then you want to throw in execution, 2 games played, 8 points, 4 points per game. That's Hypey, Prodigy, and I just said execution. Those are their average per games right now. So
Oh, they're
yeah,
killing
those
it.
guys
Oh,
aren't on the block.
yeah.
Has Cash played it all for you guys this week?
No, not yet.
Well, it is a short weekend. It was a little bit hectic. So,
Yeah,
is that a worry thing for you guys or
I
no?
think so. I think so. We don't know where he is yet. Yeah, we're not even sure if he's planning
I
on
don't.
playing or not. We haven't heard from him. So he's gonna have to be dropped on IR pretty soon here and filled up. Excuse me, I got crap in my throat. Told Red he's got to the end of the weekend to make contact, and we got to replace him.
Well, I'm sure he'll show up if he finds out you guys are 6-0.
That's what I'm hoping. You know, it's going to be a much easier run to the finals than we were hoping for. But I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what though. There's some tough teams out there.
Minnesota
Like
was very
Dallas.
tough. We haven't played everybody. Minnesota is the team right now that we're kind of worried about. So far, I mean, there's a lot we haven't played, obviously, but at least another 12 teams, 11 teams. So, right now, the first opening
my
week,
pick is Dallas.
Minnesota was pretty scary.
Keep an eye out for Dallas. Dallas is scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
Well, I think the reason Minnesota is a concern for us is because they're our division rival right now. So,
right.
as long as they stay strong, we're gonna have a battle.
Let's take a look. I know I just rattled off some stats. 6 games. I mean, league leaders at this point is kind of but I'll just real quick just tap on some stuff just to fill in some gap before we hit power rankings here. Last season league leaders. Take a look at the forwards. Again, I apologize for my slow computer, gentlemen.
I was wondering, it feels pretty slow.
Yeah, like I'm in a dungeon here, and my Wi-Fi connection in the dungeon is not too hot. So I apologize for the slowness of my compy. So again, I mentioned Dallas. Keep an eye out, and here we go. SFIC back in the league. 6 games played, 27 points, 16 goals and 11 assists. And then right on the other side, his other partner, 5 games played, 4 goals, 21 assists, 25 points. And then there's your boy right there, Plisk Hypey, with his 22 points. And then you just said it, Minnesota, Hardy and Sudsy, 21 and 20 points. There's Prodigy with 19. And of course, Rich always there, 10 goals, 9 assists, 19 points. Tricks filling out the rest of the Dallas line, 19 points. And then we got iHyper and Go Mark rounding out the top 10. And let's do the next 10 here if we can. There we go. And then rounding out the top 20, 21 here, Ali with 17 points, Segan 15, Nashville 3 games played. He's averaging 5 points per game with 15 points. Skyther. Then you got Grip with 15 points. Stamkos with 15 points from Colorado. Desi, a rookie, 14 points, Colorado. Your boy Serge, 13 points. Take that, Blisk. Death Clown with 13, Red Flag with 13, Kid Money with 13, and just added on recently Wicked with 13. 101. What is that? Giveaways? Holy shit. I don't even want to get in. Is that really giveaways? Tell me he has 101 giveaways already through 6 games. No face-off wins. Whew. I was going to say, holy shit. I was going to be like, God damn, Red, what are you doing? Holy smokes. Oh, yeah. All right, again, my computer's being slow. All right, standings, league leaders.
What I'm
We'll go
noticing here is
D-men.
like the top 16 at least, like the points per game is ridiculous.
Well, it's through 6 games too, you know what I mean? And I looked through, I'll get into the power rankings. Like I kind of went a little bit like those guys with those stats. Like we played Dallas, like they lit me up for 13 points. So a majority of their points came against my goddamn team. Like I think Fick had like 11 points against my team. So over here, we got You Wanna Be Me with 10 points, Entry with 9 points, Red. Wow, Red, go ahead, buddy. 8 points. Shane with 7, Sadine with 7, Ajax with 6, Fox Presentation, rookie, 5 points through 5 games, Dodges with 5 points, Execution, doing on offense and defense, picking up 5 more points there. At Ease with 4 points, Diggs with 4 points, Appler 3, Balls Deep 3, Ransom in there with 4 points, Avenge with 3 points. So those are the D guys right there. I always like looking at the takeaways for the D guys as well, real quick. If it does it, it's actually going still slow as molasses. Entry with 27 takeaways. Ajax with a nice 27 takeaways. Doug with 23. Chief Trout with 22 with only 17 giveaways. Dead Ant with 20 takeaways, but with 53 giveaways. Come on. And then you got Appler with 18 with only 3 giveaways. Stat, please. Stats. Single digit giveaways for a D guy through 6 games. Stats. Calling that shit now. And league leading goalies. What did we usually do? Wins, right?
Typically, yeah.
Well, Rancher's right up there. Goalie man from Minnesota, 5-0 this week with an 80% save percentage. Woo! Boss man, you're up there, 5-0, 76 save percentage, 2.2 goals against. Chicks and Whips, which we kind of called. He didn't have a goalie and saw that Chicks and Whips was there when we were talking about draft night. Kudlick, Vince, 83 save percent. Wow, goalies holding up this season so far. Rancher. Who else we got here? Chad, 84%. 80s. Oh, man. You in some trouble this year if this holds up.
Yeah.
And the aforementioned Nocturnal Turtle. Yeesh. 69%. Peacekeeper, 84. Devs, 85. Not bad. Goalie's looking strong.
I should be at 79%. It's all your fault, Red.
What, did he shoot on you?
Yep. Well, he didn't shoot. He poked it at me. It was just sitting in front of me, and he poked for some reason and went right through me.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna let him. If I drop because of that one goal. I'm just gonna let him hear about it the entire season.
Uh, through like 2/3 of the season, 2/3 of a week of a season. You know what I mean? It's the stats are a little like holy shit, but in the same respect, yeah, it's like
There's really nothing
it's
to
only
go on
2/3
shit,
of a
but
season.
yeah.
Yeah. All right,
But no, I
you
mean,
boys ready to?
particularly the goals. I'm seeing. I'm surprised to see the goaltenders that high up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all those goaltenders are on teams that are 4-2, 5-1, 6-0.
Yeah, you're right.
Like they're all the same teams. They're both like the goalies are all the twofers. Like there were two for Pittsburgh, two for Colorado. You were up there because you had 5 games played. Minnesota. So, all right, guys, you ready to check out the rankings?
Shit, yeah.
You boom. And there we go.
Oh, so good.
This week's rankings.
It's a long road.
So after the first 6 games of the season, I took Vegas. I put them up number 1. I went down the list here, and I put Colorado number 2 over Minnesota, even though they have a slightly better record. But the reason I just feel that with a short week, I still feel Colorado's a bit of a stronger team there. Could easily be like 2 and 2A. Toronto at 4, Tampa at 5. I probably should move them up. I just, it's early in the season, 6 games. I looked at who they played, and they smashed my crappy little team for 13, like puffed them up a little bit. Nashville 7. Like when I was looking through, I started trying to see, but I mean, they only played 60 games, beating up on the bottom half here of guys like Philly, St. Louis, Anaheim, Boston, all guys that are at the bottom here because to figure out what the hell we're doing a little bit. Just went off of how I felt the team had played for the week, not really ranking their opponents into it as much as I normally would play against. You know what I mean? Like this Minnesota and Colorado facing off, so it's gonna clear up a little bit. But Florida 8, Pittsburgh 9, Islanders 10, Chicago 11, Edmonton 12, Ottawa 3. I think I misspelled Ottawa. Yes, I did. I will fix that. Everyone flip out on me. Boston 4-15, and then Detroit, St. Louis, and Philly. I know we have a win versus St. Louis, but it was a very tough game, and honestly, like St. Louis was a bit of a better team. We just to get away with that one. So, Plisk, your take on week 1, right there, power rankings.
No, I think that looks just about right. We can't. Yeah, what was the reasoning for Minnesota and Colorado again? They're just different.
Minnesota. Like I know I played against Minnesota. I haven't played against Colorado. Minnesota is tough. That lineup with Hardy and Suds, and then he's got just they lit us up. Everyone lit my team up this week, but I don't know. I just felt Sedin and Egg on the backside is a stronger. If they were when they face each other, I think Colorado. I like their roster a little bit better than Minnesota's. So.
Okay, so it's more of a preemptive ranking than the actual.
Yeah, like I kind of took the week in the hand, but in the same respect, like it was hard to kind of just be like, yeah, of course Minnesota's 5-1, throw them up there when I know they didn't really like. I looked at who they played, and they played you guys, and you beat them. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah. All right, yeah, no, it looks good.
Reap.
Anaheim's not at the bottom. I don't think it's right.
Well, buddy, your roster's not that bad, and just because you haven't won a game yet, I mean, you had 2 overtime losses, and you had a goalie with 1,000 ping.
Yeah.
You can't really.
Yeah. No, I know.
I can't really notch it all the way to the bottom for that.
I
Where
like
my
it.
team played, and I didn't have an excuse for having 1,000 ping goalie.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised Florida's in 8th. I thought they'd be higher.
Totally. Honestly, sitting here and after looking at their roster and us having the conversation, I easily could move them up to like 5.
Yeah.
But it's like a jam. You know what I mean? Like all those teams right there. There's 6 teams that are all just at 4 and 2, and it's like, ugh.
No, I hear you. No, but I like it. I mean, there's just like I said, like Florida. I'm surprised where they're sitting. I'm shocked at where the Islanders are sitting. I thought they'd be at the top, near the top, at least after week 1, with the
Looking
roster
at that
they have.
roster. Yeah.
But now that they got Breezy, I mean, I'm sure next week they're going to be in the top 3, 4 at the most. No, because Breezy said they can't play. Remember, he can't play this week or something.
Yeah, Shep said Breezy wasn't going to be available for the whole week. And plus, we're starting Tuesday and Friday. God only knows what happens between then and between the games.
Maybe it was just an off week for them, but I just don't see them staying in the middle for very long. Just with the guys that they have and what they can do together, unless just the chem's not there and it's just not working for them. Who knows?
I don't know. I know they need a center.
Yeah, that's true. And
I called that right off the rip.
Yeah. I don't know who they have for goalies, though, either.
I'll bring that up right now. Matter of fact. I know they got 5-star who played some center the other night when we did play them. But they added Breezy, and then you got
Zafakistan.
Oh,
yes,
Zaf Plane or Soul Plane.
Soul Plane. Yeah.
Soul Plane played defense, but Zaft has 3 games at goalie. I don't know who the other 3. Oh, was it Nocturnal that they just traded?
Yes, I think so. I don't know if he was their goalie or not, but because I think Zaf's some good ice time.
Like I said, with the Islanders, I'm surprised where they're sitting. Florida, I'm surprised. Nashville's doing pretty good. Haven't played Dallas. I don't know anything. How good they are or not or whatever else. Minnesota, plus that he struggles with them. I mean, they're a good team. I think we could have beat them with that wide open net if Gerard missed a wide open net on them, but they're a good team though too. But I like the standings. Toronto's a pretty decent team. They played well against us. We played pretty good against them with what we had on that day. But yeah, I'm still shocked that we're only in 15th. I thought for sure we'd be tied for 18th. But yeah, man, St. Louis, what's going on? I'm gonna take over that spot. St. Louis coming.
Reap's coming for your spot. I'm sure L Rookie will give that up in 2 seconds to you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm good. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah, just 6 games in, fellas. I mean, that's really what we.
Games in. Things can change, man. Things can change once that chem starts building for certain teams. Look out. Yeah. And all it could be is like 1 or 2 trades that you would never think, and all of a sudden your team's on top. You know what I mean?
Vegas.
Well, exactly. Vegas should be where Vegas is.
No, well, I'm just saying last season. I mean, he makes you tell anybody you're going to trade away probably one of the best scoring forwards from your team that has you right where you are because of him.
And I get that, but when you have a number 8th pick in the first round, you're going to get another top forward. You know what I mean? So it's not like they were going to be missing that top forward for very long. It's only 8 picks away.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of
hypees.
Top end forwards that were available.
Oh, sit in the top 10? Absolutely. So.
Ben Pliskin, I will catch you from that blue line. You don't know when, but it will come.
He's coming.
That's just the law of averages. You know, 1 out of 1,000.
Because I can only score from that blue line, so look out.
1 out of 1,000. gonna happen.
It's going to be an EA bullshit fucking wrister or slapper that's going to ping off you and off your head and down your back off the fucking post and in. Just watch.
And he's gonna save it and give it to you.
Yep,
You
and I'm going to
manually
message
post
him
it
right
yourself.
after it.
Yeah,
God damn.
Post this, please.
Yeah. He's going to message Pliss right away. Got him.
I actually, now we're down to the show. Reap, anything from the Players Association side of it? Since now I have you back on and you're on the Player Association, you got anything on the Player Association side?
Not a whole lot. I know there was a little controversy earlier with Fox. Somebody had brought to my attention that, Fox should be suspended because he's playing under a different name. And I was like, hey, what's the situation? And I guess he has a different name. He uses a different name, Red Fangs. So I said to them, well, did he sign up using, because when you sign up, you got to put any type of other PSN name you got, right?
Right.
And they were like, no, he didn't do it. So, it's bullshit. So I looked into it, but he did sign up under Fox, but he also put down Red Fangs as his other account. So that was done and over with.
Up and up.
Yeah, because I also contacted Red or Fox, and he was like, totally cool with everything. He's like, you know what I mean? He's like, I don't want to get him in trouble. I'm pretty sure I signed up. He was pretty cool about it. He didn't go off or anything. So, which was nice to see because you don't normally see that with new guys that come in the league right away. They're like, what do you mean, blah? So other than that, not a whole lot.
When during the Calder, like I was in in one of the games I had filled in, and he was in the chat and talking and communicating. Very chill guy. Seems very, very, cool.
He seems like a really good guy, like really team oriented.
Yeah, no, he was totally down with it, and he helped me out right away, and he was like, anything I could do, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't trying to hide nothing. So I clarify. I also took a picture and I sent it to him and I sent it to Cause just so if anybody tries to come and question him about it, they can just show him the picture and be like, yeah, guess what? I did sign up and I did register my other PSN name. So
stuff it.
Exactly. Yep. Other than that, I don't have anything much to go on. I've just heard here, he said, she said type of stuff that I'm looking into just to see what's up. But other than that, it's been pretty quiet, which is surprising, but it's been pretty good. I don't think any suspensions have been handed out either, which is kind of nice. Cosmo isn't going crazy yet, so which is nice.
Shift over to Boss Man and see what's up with DC.
DC's quiet. DC's quiet. They've only had the one issue.
Cosmo's hungry, boys. Get it going.
Been pretty quiet.
No, I'm joking. Cos is cool. He's good. I mean, other than my goalie getting suspended for 2 games because he didn't know how to shut up, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Buddy, I can only tell a player so many times just to shut the fuck up and just leave it alone, drop it. He's his own man. He makes his own decisions. So.
Yeah. But
gentlemen.
Next week I'm away. I won't be here. I'll be in Dominican. That means Mrs. Reap will be in charge. Don't give her a hard time. She's a nice person. Be nice.
I won't take shit from nobody. I was just gonna say, be nice, motherfuckers. Guard your grill. M's gonna go for your throat.
Try to keep your trays to a minimum, so she's got to raise kids too.
Shep, do you hear that? The Shep count. Oh, I'm putting the counter on.
Also, I forgot to say, we're adding a new person to the PA.
Are you adding a 4th person to the
PA? No,
a
3rd because Ayachoku left.
Because he's not. So because he's not playing this season, he gets. He's getting.
Yeah, he left the chats. He left the PA chat and everything else. So. And we haven't heard from him, so we don't know what's up. So Kid and I were talking. I said, we need to add a 3rd guy in because, Kid's a busy guy, so it's hard for me to always be handling everything, which I don't mind doing, but just the extra help is also nice to have. So we asked Barnacle Sam to join us, and he agreed for sure. So he's going to be joining us.
Pick.
Yeah.
Should that be a vote or?
No, we just added them.
Yeah, I've left the heads of the departments to decide who their staff's going to be. They can add and remove who they need to.
I love that pick. I really do.
Yeah, he's a good guy,
Great
and
pick.
he'll hear both sides, and he's the cooler of the heads. So, and Sam's a great guy. So if you guys can't get a hold of me or just want to deal with Sam directly, just contact Barnacle Sam, and he'll be more than happy. He's always there to help you out and everything else. And if he can't figure out, he'll come to either Kid or I, and go from there to handle whatever needs to be handled or whatever.
Good stuff. Congratulations, Sam. Best of luck to you on that one, buddy.
Yeah, he's cool beans.
Five. Current count is 5 on Shep, by the way.
5 trades?
5 trades so far through 6 games.
Trade a game almost.
Trade a game. Trade a game. Staying on point, buddy. The tread count is on. Oh, I can't believe I just did that to him. It's awesome. And we'll do that. There we go. So I added onto the sheet. We will count his trades every week, and I will reveal his count.
We're taking your bids. Just contact Cuban or Reap, and we'll place your bid.
Yes, over under for the week.
We'll bring you on the show
right
if you're
now.
the winner at the end of the season, and give you a fake trophy.
You'll have. Well, we'll give them 60 seconds, kind of like the ESPN show. You win, you get like 30 seconds to just rant for 30 seconds.
Yeah, there you go. Done.
So, well, Boss Man's gonna be in Dominican Republic. We got M at the Reigns. So please behave. Please behave.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you get banned or anything while I'm gone, it's gonna be a long time before you can appeal.
Yeah, when are you coming back?
I'm gonna be gone a week, so I'm leaving Tuesday.
Oh,
Tuesday
and you'll
morning,
be back Tuesday?
I'll be back probably late Tuesday, early Wednesday.
Oh, so yeah, he's literally gone for 2 weeks. You're 2 weeks of the season. You know what I mean? Like, because you're not playing Monday.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday, you come back. You won't be back till like Friday.
Yeah.
The following week. If you even play then, you still might be recovering.
Yeah, so I'll be gone for a while.
Shep wants me to count, but no, I'm talking during the season though, Shep. I was about to count all your preseason trades, but I didn't have enough time to count it. I don't think everyone wants to hear me count through another 25 trades that you made in the off season. So, Plisk, enjoy your vacation, boss. Thanks for being on.
No problem. No problem.
And Reap, welcome back, buddy. Glad to have you back.
Thank you, my man.
And as always, guys, be kind to each other on and off the ice. Virtual hockey player lives matter.
Peace.
Have a week.